friend. Today is a long weekend in July and we are going to visit one new bookstore that just opened here in Vegas, and I'm gonna take you along with me. And then I think I'm gonna check out another indie bookstore that we have been to last time called XOXO Book Boutique because they're pretty close by to each other. And then the third thing we're gonna do, we are going to stop by a little free library around here because I have a couple ARCs that I did win from a giveaway, and I'm not sure if I already know that I'm not gonna be reading it, so I'm gonna drop it off at a little free library and then check out this specific location because the little free library thing that they built is kind of cute if I remember it correctly from the website. And we just had lunch, so one thing is checked off our list. And maybe if Ricky want to take me to Barnes & Noble later, maybe we'll go there too. Okay, these are the two books or ARCs that I'm going to drop off at this library. It's Our Beautiful Boys by Samir Pandya and Witch of Whispervale by R.A. Salvatore. I think this is the second book, and I don't think I'm gonna read the first one, so I'm gonna drop it off. Okay, this is the cute little library, but it's so small. I only fit 2 books. Oh my gosh, it's so small. Don't think it'll fit. Ooh, I wanna take this though. Back in the car. I don't know if you can see, but that is where the store is for any one of you who are in Vegas. But I was able to get 2 books. I got the first book in the Shatter Me series. Heard a lot of people talk about this book. I know it is a long series, so I'm gonna see if I like this first book, then I will continue on with the series. And then I also have Love and Gelato. I think I've heard people talking about this and I was just curious. I think it takes place in Italy, so I decided to get it because I want to spend $20-ish, and this was actually a total of $15 with some of the discount that they have for their grand opening. One last thing, I think because they open at 10 and we got here like around 1:30, I think, a lot of the stocks are like basically gone. Some of the bookshelves are empty, which is great for them, but maybe I'll come back in like a few weeks from now, so hopefully they'll be able to restock because they do have a lot of like books also in the back wall. Like they have some used books, they also have some manga. I should have taken pictures of the manga earlier, but anyways, yeah, it was, I think earlier I saw their Instagram, there's a lot of people lining up in the front, and I feel like because they were busy, like a lot of the books are gone. But anyways, right now we're gonna go to the other bookstore that is close by called XOXO Book Boutique. It is also another indie bookstore here in Vegas, and that one only sells romance books, so let's see what we can find. Really quickly, actually maybe not as quickly, to XOXO Book Boutique, and it was actually really quiet. There's only like maybe a family who left earlier and then just one other person, but they were having like this local author weekend sale. So if you purchase a book by a local author, you get 10% off of your purchase, which, you know what, now that I think about it, I should have pre-ordered this one book that they didn't have by Carly Fortune. I want to read her very first book, but they didn't have it in stock. But anyways, I was able to get 2 books, so let me just show you real quick which books I'm getting, or which books I got from the store. I decided to get Out on a Limb. This is the first book by Hannah Bonham Young. I have the second book. I wasn't aware that this is part of a series, so I decided to get the first book in the book series. I know there's standalone series, but I'm just gonna read the first book as well before I read the second one. And then this is the book by the local author in Vegas. I think her name is Miriam Margarita. And I remember when I went to this event at a library, there's this one lady who was passing out little flyer of the cover of this book, and it was her daughter. So I decided to pick this up at XOXO Book Boutique, and let's see if I would like the story. I don't think it's something that I would read like usually, but I think it is just a regular general fiction, I believe. I have to read the synopsis. And lastly, before we go home, we're gonna stop by Barnes & Noble. I don't have a list of books that I want to get, so let's go. I was being so good at Barnes and I only got one book every summer after by Carly Fortune. I've kind of heard so many great things about her newest books, but I kind of want to read from like the very first book she has, which is I think this specific one. Barnes & Noble only has one left, so I just snatched it and I don't want to get anything else, so I just got this one book. Anyways, I think we're gonna go home now and I'll do a quick book haul maybe later or tomorrow. It is the next day and I'm home, and I thought I would give you guys a quick book haul from yesterday's adventure. It was actually kind of fun going around Las Vegas to visit some of the indie bookstores that we have here. I feel like a few months ago I did not even know that we do have indie bookstores, but we even have two that is super close by to each other. So I went to the grand opening of Mad Red Books, and then I went over to XOXO Book Boutique because it was literally a couple blocks away. And of course, we have to stop by Barnes & Noble and let Barnes told us what we needed. Anyways, I have 5 books, and let me just share with you really quickly what I got if you didn't catch it like in the vlog clips, because I feel like it was too chaotic. So the first one that I got from Mad Red Books was Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. Honestly, I haven't really heard so much about this book. I feel like this book is a pretty old book. Let me see. This book was published in 2016, 2017, I want to say. I feel like the reason why we haven't seen people talk about this book is because it's an older book. I don't know, it just caught my attention. It has gelato on the cover and it takes place in Tuscany. So I don't know, maybe I can add this to my summer TBR for next year. I don't think I'm gonna add any more book in my summer TBR because I still have plenty of books. The next book that I picked up from Mad Red Books was Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I think that's how you say the author's name. This book series, again, is pretty popular. I think there are a lot of books in the series, and usually with book series, I like to get all of the series already in hand so I don't have to wait in case I do love the book. But because there are so many and I'm not really sure if I would like it, I decided to just get the first one when I saw it at Mad Red Books. I think they do have a few more books in the series, but I was trying to control myself not to get all of them because I know I would. I really have to be better at not buying all of the book in the series until after I read the first book at least. So I decided to just get the first book in the series. And like I mentioned, I did stop by at XOXO Book Boutique because it literally is only a few minutes away. And I decided to get 2 books. The first one is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I remember I talked about Out of the Woods, which is the second book in this series, and I'm pretty sure you can technically read them in any order, but I decided that I want to read the first book first before I read Out of the Woods. So I'm gonna swap this book with Out of the Woods. I don't even know where it is. Oh, it's right there. So I'm gonna read this probably in August, and then maybe I will read Out of the Woods in September. We shall see. The next book that I got is actually a book from a local author. It's called The Rise of the Phoenix by Miriam Margarita. This is actually a pretty, I don't know, coincidence or a funny story, I guess, but my family and I were at a library event, I think somewhere in Chinatown, and I saw this lady kind of giving out like small little paper flyer, and it has a picture of this book basically, and I asked her if it was her book, and she said that it was her daughter's. So I just felt very touched, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and find the book. And not too long after that happened, XOXO Book Boutique actually hosted Miriam Margarita for like an author meetup or something. I don't think I was able to make it. I don't remember why, but when I was there yesterday, they still have a couple copies of this book, and I decided to pick it up. I'm not really sure what the book is all about, but I know it takes place in Las Vegas, so it will be interesting to see if the book would have mentioned some of the places that we have here in Vegas or anything like that. I will definitely try and read it sometime soon because I would like to know about this book. And if I can support local author, I think that would be great as well. Last but not least, I did go to Barnes & Noble and pick up one book, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I just have heard so many great things about the most recent book that she released. I forgot what it's called, but it's blue and it's pretty. And again, I've also heard pretty great things about her writing and her book, so I decided to start from the beginning. This is the very first book that she published, I think back in, I want to say 2022? Yes, 2022. I've heard mixed review about this book, but I just want to read it for myself. This is the last copy at Barnes & Noble, and when I went to XOXO Book Boutique, they don't have the copy with them. I could have pre-ordered from them, but I kind of want to like maybe read it this time around. I don't know, because it is a summer book. Anyways, that is all I have for this quick indie bookstore book haul. I'm super excited that we are getting some new indie bookstores around Vegas, and hopefully I'll be able to go into more adventure around Vegas, visiting some of these bookstores. There are a couple other bookstores that I usually visit, like Las Vegas Books and the Bookshelf Las Vegas, but I didn't get a chance to yesterday because honestly we went out of the house pretty late because we decided to sleep in because it was a holiday. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!